Hello, everybody, and welcome back to NCAA 2004, and we are here in championship week. It's conference championship weekend, and there are two important championship games that matter right now. So currently number 1 and 2 in the country, us, and Texas, are playing right now for their respective conferences. And so there's another chance that the Big 12 championship game could decide who ends up going to the national title game. Because if Nebraska manages to upset Texas, then we will not be seeing Texas, and we might be seeing either a Maryland or I think USC and TCU lost out, but it's probably going to be Maryland, I would imagine. But we are playing Vanderbilt for the first time, and it's our first time seeing the Commodores in this series. And it's not because, there's been a meteoric rise that I've just completely ignored. One, the game's conference schedule never changes. In these older games, the conference schedule stays the same. So we will never see Florida, we'll never see South Carolina, we'll never see Vanderbilt, unless they make it to Atlanta to play us. And then the other thing is that Vanderbilt's just been bad. They've been really bad this whole time. They've went 5-7 3 of the last 4 years. So, and then they also have a 2-10 season sprinkled in here as well. So there's been a couple teams in the SEC that have consistently been bad. Vanderbilt is one of them. Mississippi State's another one. But they finally have scrubbed together a pretty decent season. And looking at their roster, they have a lot of seniors on the roster. So this could be the absolute peak of what Vanderbilt is capable of. They've been building this for about 3 or 4 years. They have yet to have a winning record in this sim as well. The best they had was a 6-7 season, which presumably might have been a bowl loss that got them to 6-7, but a lot of SEC teams still kind of play 13-game schedules. I think Tennessee's had a couple of them, so that could just be a true 6-7 record that they just went. So we're going to get underway here with Vanderbilt on offense already. You're on a 3rd and 9, and their quarterback Terry Hess is going to lob up an absolute prayer, and he's going to find Nat Hoover's arms, and Nat Hoover hauls in his 6th of his career. I'm not sure how many on the year. Probably not that many on the year if he's only got 6 in his career. But it's going to be 1st and 10 here for the Crimson Tide at about Vandy's 45-yard line. And Stephen Bentley lays this one across the middle and finds Scott Mitchell to get hauled in and brought down at about the 30-yard line. Or actually, no, that was the freshman, Max Price, who makes the first catch that we're going to look at here. Max Price already getting involved early in the game here. That's nice to see. So cut to a 3rd and 10 as Vandy's defense is trying to get some revenge here for that pick. Bentley running around the pocket, not sure where to go, and he lobs that one out to Scott Mitchell. And it is broken up. That was a dangerous pass. Scott Mitchell clearly under pressure. Had no idea where to go with the football. So bring out John Bellamy here to try and finish off this drive. Long field goal kick here in the Georgia Dome, and it is good. So John Bellamy's used to the conditions inside the Dome. He's kicked here quite a bit in the last couple seasons. So 3-0 is now the score. Vanderbilt with the football once again on a 1st and 10. And Terry Hess is going to try and run with the option. He's going to pitch it out to the running back, Tommy Webster. And Webster gets some open space here across the 30 and gets brought down at about the Alabama 24 or 26 or 25-yard line. So huge pickup for Vandy's offense here running with that option here. We were completely caught with our pants down. So cut to a 1st and 10 here. Hess once again fires it off and finds another Crimson Tide defender, and this time it is going to be Kenneth Jenkins heading the other way with a pick 6. No one's going to even catch him. There's not even anybody in the vicinity, man. There's no one who's going to be able to catch up to Kenneth Jenkins as he gets a pick 6. And this is like his 2nd in the last 3 or 4 weeks. He's had a couple. I'm pretty sure he had one either in the Tennessee game or the LSU game. I can't remember, but he definitely had one. He's definitely had one this year. I know that for a fact. And he gets himself another one here in the SEC title game. A huge boost here as we're going to take a 10-0 lead over Vandy. And now with the football, as Vandy's offense struggling here late in the first quarter. Bentley drops back. He fires one to the right side of the field, and he finds Thomas Samples, who hauls this one in. So already we're getting people not named Scott Mitchell and not named Jody Quinn involved on the offense. So interesting. Maybe Vandy's locking them down. Who knows? So 2nd and 10 here now. Bentley drops back once again. Fires again to the end zone, and there's Jody Quinn completely all alone by himself on an island. There was 3 Vandy defenders in the vicinity, creating a blockade, like a ship blockade around him, leaving him completely open for that ball to just drop right over top. So touchdown Alabama, and now we take a 17-0 lead over Vandy after just 1 quarter of play. So Vandy's got some ground to cover, but already now on offense again, 3rd and 14 for the Crimson Tide. Bentley fires one across the middle here to the left side of the field, and it's going to be caught, it looked like by Max Price again, potentially, but either way, it's going to be short of the line to gain, so we're going to have to bring out John Bellamy for another long field goal, once again on a 4th and 3, and he nails it through, man. He's been pretty good, at least in these situations we're watching here. On the year, we'll find out, but either way, it's going to be a 20-0 lead now over Vanderbilt, so maybe we're asserting now that we're just in a class of our own over the Commodores. There's not much they can do, but then Tommy Webster's making us look pretty stupid as he gets into open space and chews off a pretty big play for the Commodores here as he gets across the 50 with just that one run play right there alone. So we're going to focus in on this drive and see what the Commodores can do with it. So on 1st and 10, just past midfield, they're going to run with the option again, and it's a disaster play as Terry Hess tries to find some open space, and he just can't do it. He didn't know what to do. He pooped himself and just let the ball on the ground, but Webster was able to get on top of it. So on a 2nd and 15, Hess here going to try and make up for that mistake here, and he does. It's a huge completion to Derek Powell, the Commodores' top receiver. He's a senior, and he was able to haul that one in here. It was a nice play by Hess after the disaster play that he had previously. So cut to a 1st and 10 now. Hess stands by himself in the backfield. Quick release here, pitch and catch for Hess here, and I believe he went right back to Powell once again. Maybe whoever's guarding him on that side is struggling to lock him down, man. How are you struggling to lock down that boy? He's a rich boy. Come on, he's a rich Tennessee guy. You can't lock him down. So on 1st and goal here, Vanderbilt's going to go to Tommy Webster to finish what he started, and the Commodores finally strike the scoreboard here. Better late than never. It's a little bit earlier than some of the other teams in the conference have been doing. I think LSU didn't strike it a little bit later, in previous years. But 20-7 now is the score here with just a minute left to go in the first half. And there's still time for Alabama to add some points in. That's what we're going to try to do as Stephen Bentley throws one up here in double coverage to Scott Mitchell. So maybe that's why we haven't seen a lot of production from Mr. 89, because there's been a lot of double coverage on that side of the field. And so now we're going to go with the ground game here, and Christian Mitchell bobbing and weaving through some defenders, and it looks like he maybe got to the line of game, but they're going to say he was short. So 46 seconds left to go here on a 2nd and inches. Bentley's going to throw for it. Pressure is on. Christian Mitchell picks it up. Man, that was a beautiful block, and Steve Bentley able to get this one across to Jody Quinn for the first down to keep the drive alive. So now we're just going to let time roll here, and we're going to hand this one off to Christian Mitchell and try to set up the run here, but Vandy is all over it. So time is still expiring, and we're just going to try and run the hurry up. Not going to waste that last time out in case we need the field goal. Under 30 seconds, ref is struggling with the football. Bentley snaps it and quickly releases across the middle to Jody Quinn, and it looks like Vanderbilt's DBs just weren't set there. They had a couple seconds as the ref was fumbling with the football here, but they just, I don't know. You saw Jody Quinn, he just kind of glid across the field on your screen just in the middle, and Stephen Bentley just found him there, and it didn't look like any of the linebackers or anything really knew what was going on. So we're going to extend our lead back to 20 over Vanderbilt as the first half comes to a close, and now once again with the football here in the third quarter, 3rd and 5, and Stephen oh my God, I don't even know why do you do that, bro? You cannot be the kind of caliber prospect that you are and make a mistake like that. That was completely embarrassing. He was sitting there waiting for it the entire time, you fool. That one actually gets me mad. I'm heated. If I'm on the sideline, Sicknaben, man, I am grabbing Bentley by the face mask and yelling at him for that one. But he's going to try and make it up here by running the football himself, I guess, right up the middle. He said, "Don't worry, coach. I'm gonna do it myself. I'm not doing no mistakes like that. I'm going to do this myself." A huge ground pickup for Stephen Bentley. I talked in the previous video, the one before, about just how much he doesn't really run, but here he is running again, getting another first down. I don't know what it is. Stephen Bentley, he's just afraid to throw the football now, I guess. He said, "Screw it, man. I'm not doing this again. I'm just going to keep it with my leg, coach. I'm not getting reamed again on the sideline. I'm just going to simply run it myself." So Stephen Bentley, man, just showing us that he can run. He can definitely run the football. So, but cut to a 3rd and 4 as Vanderbilt's defense kind of shutting us down here, and Bentley once again tries to go for a quick pass, and he just airmails that one. That wasn't an accurate pass. He didn't plant his feet. I don't know what that was. It was ugly. So bring out John Bellamy to finish off another drive for the Crimson Tide. And he manages to do it once again. So if nothing else, John Bellamy's at least having a decent game. So we are having a decent game. I'm not saying we're not, but John Bellamy is certainly having himself a decent game. So 30-14 is the score. Vanderbilt still has plenty of time to claw their way back into this one. If they score again, it'll only be a 9-point game. So Hess with a deep shot downfield, and that's exactly how you get back into the game here. Is Derek Powell with another completion here. That time it was Nat Hoover in pursuit here, brings him down. And I don't know what it is, man, about Derek Powell, but we are just struggling to contain this man. There's no one else on Vanderbilt Vanderbilt's offense that's really given us a ton of fits, but except maybe Tommy Webster's bouncing out to the outside and getting into the end zone here as Rick Sloan gets to the play just a little bit too late, and Tommy Webster picks up another touchdown on the year. And he's actually a junior, so if we ever do face Vanderbilt again, if we face him in Atlanta again, we might be seeing Mr. Webster, and he might be creating some even more problems for us. So 21-30 is the score now, which is 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Stephen Bentley dropping back now. Plenty of time to throw. Deep shot down the right side of the field, and it's Thomas Samples toe dragging along the sideline to haul that one in and keep it in bounds. And it's going to be another huge completion for the Crimson Tide offense as Thomas Samples is getting productive here. So Stephen Bentley now dropping back. Pressure gets picked up again, man. Beautiful blocking, but it doesn't matter because Stephen Bentley's still going to find a defender here. Oh my God, who was that? Hopefully we get a replay. That that receiver who was watching the play, he was like, huh? That ball was like behind him. Who was that, man? Was that Jody Quinn? He was like, huh? That was awful. What happened there? Stephen Bentley, man, I don't know what he's doing. But Vanderbilt is finally getting the ball moving here as George Leon brings down Norman Smith, the tight end, who catches this one across the middle. Now Vanderbilt working again, and now Hess drops back again. Pressure is on, but he gets rid of it in time. It was kind of a weird, awkward wobbler of a pass, but it looks like Zach Sherman was able to come back to it and haul it in for Vanderbilt. So kind of a weird play. We're going to get another look at it as Hess, steps up in the pocket. I guess he did get caught from behind. I didn't think the pressure got there in time, but it looks like Pete Barron, the left end, might maybe got to Hess just a second before, or a second too late rather, and the ball was still able to get out, and Zach Sherman, athletic heads-up play to get back to the football and haul that one in. So Vanderbilt's going to continue their drive. A quick release here for Hess, and oh man, that was, again, another solid defensive effort, but it was a little bit too late, I guess, man. Just a second too late. So it's another completion for Vanderbilt. It's going to be goal to go from about the 9. And Hess, shot to the end zone. It's going to be picked off by Rick Sloan. Who else, baby? Both of our safeties, man. You just can't expect to throw on our safeties like that all game. You just can't expect it. So, So Rick Sloan, there he is. There he is, checking himself in. So both Nat Hoover and Rick Sloan, our free safety and strong safety, both pick up a couple of picks in this game. You love to see it. So, but cut to a 3rd and 18. We're struggling to move the ball here. Stephen Bentley's going to drop back. He's going to lay out a deep shot downfield, and it's going to be caught, and there's nobody over there. And now it's a foot race to the end zone, and you know how much we love to win foot races, and Jody Quinn gets himself a touchdown in the SEC title game. I think he already had one. He had one earlier, but he gets himself another one. So we're just picking him up now. We're stat padding at this point in the game here, since Vanderbilt, with that last interception, is probably just about out of it. I think that was maybe their last chance. There's still some game left, but I think that was just about their last chance to really kind of even things up, or at least make it close. They can still come pretty close, but on a 3rd and inches now with 2 minutes and 17 seconds left to go. Across midfield, Hess lobs a deep shot upfield there, and Derek Powell is able to haul it in once again, and that time Kenneth Jenkins and Rick Sloan, I believe, were both in the vicinity. Could have made a play, but no one was paying attention. I don't know why. You got to watch the ball, son. Got to watch it. So 1st and 10, Vanderbilt running with some tempo. Hess, quick release once again, and that pass is batted down, and that time, it's a rare name. It was Harold Frazier, the sophomore, who was able to come up on that play here. He was seeing that one from a mile away. So cut to a 3rd and 10. Vandy here struggling to move the ball, and Hess, another quick release here across the middle. That time it's Tommy Webster, the running back, who makes the catch here, and he gets brought down by Isaac Tyler. And so Vanderbilt's going to have to come up with another answer here on 4th and 6, now inside the red zone, but they need the first down first and foremost. And Hess manages to get it here as a quick release to Zach Sherman is going to continue this drive. Or actually, no, it's 88. It's an 88. We don't have him. Don't have him on the roster sheet. We're like 2 tight ends or 4 receivers down. So 1st and goal here for Vanderbilt now, and Hess drops back. You're going to try and throw for it again. The run's not consistent. He's hit as he throws, but right perfectly in the corner of the end zone, Derek Powell, a touchdown for Vanderbilt. Did you guys see that, man? He had a conga line of Crimson Tide defenders. He had a conga line. Oh, please show it in this frame. Please show it. He had a conga line of defenders with him again, bro. That was absolutely ridiculous. Look at that, man. He's got a conga line of defenders there. He's got Kenneth Jenkins, Rick Sloan. Oh, my gosh. He's got Pat Burks, the freshman oh, my God. That was just bad. But on the onside kick here, Vanderbilt's last real chance here to get the ball back and maybe at least score again, and we managed to get it. So That's going to do it for the Commodores season. They're going to fall here in Atlanta. We're going to win our third straight SEC title games, our fourth trip, I believe. Fifth total, our fourth trip in four straight years. And I think our third victory. I got to flip back through. I think... yeah, it's our fourth straight SEC title. That's what it is. It's our fourth straight SEC title, and it's our fifth trip. So we've won the last 4 SEC titles now, and I believe we are the kings of the SEC. In no uncertain terms, I believe we're the kings of the SEC. I think that's how that works. I think Sick Naven and Nick Saban dominance has officially been met. We're shaking hands here. The crazy thing about this game is, look at these stats. Look how even they are. We have 1 more yard than they did on offense. That's wild. And they definitely were more efficient passing too. Third down percentage is almost identical. Red zone production here is pretty close as well. A very 2 total yards more Vanderbilt had. So very weird statistical game. Stephen Bentley, man, not the best game, I guess. 15 of 26, 292 yards and 3 touchdowns. Those 2 picks are disgusting, especially because both of them weren't even good. I can't even defend those 2 interceptions. Both of those were awful. Jody Quinn has himself an MVP caliber game, man. So we're going to see the awards after the stat section. We'll see just exactly who was feasting all year. I've said you're going to have to put some of these guys on a national watch, and you're going to have to, as Scott Mitchell wins Receiver of the Year. I believe, is that his second time winning it? I think we had one back-to-back. I think maybe Chad Whitaker won it last year, but we had a back-to-back award winners. And then Stephen Bentley wins Quarterback of the Year, which I think, again, back-to-back. I think we've had back-to-back Receiver and Quarterback of the Year now. I think last year Tim Lewis and Chad Whitaker won it, but Stephen Bentley also wins the Maxwell Award, so wow, looky there. And do you guys think we're going to get any Heisman votes? Do you think there's going to be any Heisman votes? You can lock in your guesses right now before you see it. But there's our SEC Championship trophy. We get another one. We earn another one. Again, I think that's just the generic one that they have in the game. I don't think that's what the actual SEC trophy looks like. But here's your Heisman results here. Chris Drew, the running back for Ohio State, wins Heisman. And, we get Heisman votes. Stephen Bentley gets a few, but he's the last again. And we're going to get a bid to play in the Rose Bowl game against Maryland. So Texas couldn't do it. If you guys are paying attention on the bottom line, it did flash the Big 12 championship score. And Texas did get upset by Nebraska. So we're going to be playing Maryland in the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. And here is the box score. And Nebraska, a massive 25-point fourth quarter, managed to get them over the Longhorns in Dallas? Yeah, in Dallas over Texas. So we're going to be playing Maryland in the Rose Bowl, man, for our, third shot at a national title. And, so I hope to see you guys there, man. I'm super excited. We're going to finally get a rematch against Maryland, this time in the championship game. So hopefully we can manage to beat the Terps and win another national title.